Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Looks like the Cowboys' free agent decisions, at least internally, are becoming much clearer. I'll get to that in a moment, but first, thank you for subscribing, thank you for ringing the bell, that way you're always notified of new videos, and thanks for commenting on this video and other videos across my channel as we talk Cowboys all year round. The NFL Draft Combine going on right now in Indianapolis. Stephen Jones is on hand, so is Mike McCarthy, so the news is coming fast and furiously. And the latest reports echo something that we've already heard. Now, you can't take everything that's said at face at the NFL Draft Combine, as we learn each and every year, but you can certainly read between the tea leaves of what's been said consistently throughout this offseason already. And that leads us to the first report that we've heard coming out of the NFL Draft Combine on Wednesday, and that is Jason Witten most likely gone, Sean Lee most likely back. Again, this should not be a surprise to anybody. This is about understanding your role, embracing your role. You don't have to love your role, but you got to know that you have a role and it's important for this team. Don't think Jason Witten had a great understanding of what his role was supposed to be, and think he probably played more snaps than he needed to last season. Don't think the Cowboys want to go down that road this year. For Sean Lee, guy that understands his role, guy that understands he may not play as many snaps as he wants to, but that the snaps that he plays will be valuable for this team. He's got a great leadership. He helps organize this defense. But at his age, in a sport played by young, strong men, Sean Lee and Jason Witten at the back ends of their career, one guy understands his role, other guy doesn't. Totally makes sense. And the corresponding report is that the Cowboys have talked to a lot of tight ends at the NFL Draft Combine. I think they're probably not exactly set in terms of where they want to be. I think Blake Jarwin's firmly in that starting role. And then there's questions about who's behind him, Dalton Schultz, and do they take a flyer on a guy in tight end in the draft? Would Thaddeus Moss be a fit? Maybe a second or third round pick, the tight end out of LSU and Randy Moss's son. Maybe that's a guy to look out for that can help solidify that tight end position. And certainly the fact that they've spoken to many of the tight ends, the combine indicates that there is an interest level in the draft. But again, we've seen the Cowboys draft players that they haven't spoken to at the combine, so it may tell us nothing. Stephen Jones also said at the draft combine that the priority is defense. Once again in the draft, they're making defense a major priority. This may be music to everyone's ears that's watching this right now. It is not to mine. I do think the decision to let Byron Jones go and the emphasis on defense in the draft being put forth by Stephen Jones tells you that there's probably a pretty high likelihood that the Cowboys are taking safety or corner with the 17th overall pick. Trayvon Diggs, Stephon Diggs' brother, who's a talented corner from Alabama, is a guy certainly that they should be looking at and will be looking at. So is Christian Fulton from LSU. Now the reason I'm saying I'm upset by this is basically pretty straightforward. This is an offensive league. Defense is not winning championships in modern NFL. Doesn't mean you should completely go away from defense. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what I am saying is you are more likely to win a championship, and this isn't just recent history. Go back in the last 10 years of Super Bowl champs. You've got to be top 5 in offense or top 5 in defense. The majority of Super Bowl champions the past 10 years have been top 5 in offense. I've been saying this for years now. So the path of least resistance to winning a Super Bowl is to just overload your offense and have a great offense. That's why I would probably be looking at drafting a Jerry Jeudy or a Henry Ruggs or a Cee Dee Lamb if he was even there at 17. I would look to absolutely destroy teams on the offensive side of the football with tons of weapons, especially on the outside at wide receiver. What we know about Mike McCarthy's offense is it's pass happy. They will rely on Zeke Elliott. They will certainly use Zeke Elliott as a pass catcher out of the backfield, but this is going to be a pass-happy offense, which is going to need a ton of receivers. Michael Gallup had a really good year last year, following up a pretty good rookie year. But I still want to stack the deck. Who knows what can happen at receiver in terms of injuries, in terms of guys regressing. There's a lot of balls in the air in terms of year-to-year success at that position in the NFL. I am never satisfied at the wide receiver position. This draft is loaded with wide receiver talent, and I am not going to pass up on the opportunity to continue to stack the deck with wide receivers. Tight end as well. The Cowboys could use more playmaking tight ends. Blake Jarwin's a guy that showed himself last year, but Thaddeus Moss is a guy with a ton of upside who could be had in the second or even third round of this draft. Stephen Jones may have said defense is the priority in this draft, but I certainly hope that that was one that he was being misleading on. The Cowboys do need to improve defensively, but this team is going to win a Super Bowl on the strength of their offense. And the way I see it, you can never be strong enough on offense.